Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. So we got another unbox going on today. Guys know I've been on a Marvel Legends kick as of late. Well, I'm shifting gears. Still staying in Marvel, just slightly different. So, I recently jumped on the SH Figuarts bandwagon. I got my hands on Thor. This is Thor from Endgame. When he has both Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. I'm probably saying it wrong, so everyone says it a little differently. So, what do we have this week, kids? Well, we got our hands on Captain America Final Battle Edition from Avengers Endgame. Now, this is what I like about the Figuarts, at least what I liked about, our boy Thor, was multiple heads, multiple hands, and accessories here. Now we're gonna go over a quick little recap. We got a picture of Cap holding the hammer right there, proving he is worthy. Cap standing. Cap again summoning the power, and of course on the back we get a little picture showing we get multiple Cap heads, multiple shields. We get the hammer, we get an energy effect, and of course we have Cap without his helmet. Very, very, very cool. I said this before in the previous video. I would have liked something a little bit bigger. But hey. These are very comparable to the Marvel Legends. I mean, they're basically the same scale, roughly. And we are going to be doing a comparison because I do have the worthy Marvel Legends cap. Although my cap has some issues. There was some paint and some sculpt issues on the hammer. That was not bueno. So here we are. Fresh out the box, we get several sets of hands here. Again, we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 alternate sets of hands from what he already has on him. We have no helmet, Steve. And then we have two. We have more of a teeth grinding like, yeah. And then we just got stone face. We have a full shield, and then we have a broken shield. And of course we have alternate hands and accessories for both the shield and the hammer itself. And we have some awesome energy effects here. It's the same kind of energy effects we see with Thor over there. So, let's start opening this up. There we go. Gotta love plastic and all the noise that comes with it. So here is a little view of the shield right there. They got some very nice weathering on here, guys. And the other side, we got a nice little clean metallic look. Of course, we have to put the little pegs in for the holders. But that's pretty damn awesome right there, guys. Very awesome indeed. Here's the teeth grinding, angry Cap. I mean, from what I understand, Chris Evans is one of the harder actor faces to emulate. So, his human without the helmet looks pretty close, but with the helmet on, it looks very generic looking. Here is the broken shield. Again, great job on the weathering and brushing. And then it looks, literally, it looks like it's cracked and severed right there, guys. I don't know how well that's coming off, but you can see the lines. It's almost like teeth marks going along the edges right there. That's just awesome. Let's grab the other Cap head. And for some reason they have, on this one, they have something kind of wrapped around here. I think maybe that just drops right onto it. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at the instructions possibly. Let's pull, let's see here, we have, again, Since I'm able to hold this, I guess I'm worthy. Just saying, guys. Just saying. Those are the rules. Hey. An elevator is worthy. Very cool looking energy effect right there, guys. Very cool plasma discharge of energy. Lightning strike. Now with the hands here, we get your typical cap gloved with the loose fingers. We have several sets of those. We have some different variations. These are what would be used for the handles. The handles and straps. And I believe there's a part on the back of Cap where we could stow the shield if we want to. He has his little plastic skirt here protecting leftovers from I'm guess when they did a paint application and shipping. So let's just pull those right on out. There we go. The plastics have been removed. Hands look a little small, at least in my opinion. But, you know, it all depends. Now, like I said, I'm not really all that used to these guys. One thing that I'm not too crazy of is his arms kind of slouch down and you can kind of see the joints. But then if you push him up, like if his hands are out like that, it kind of fills up those. It's a little bit weird. I just kind of have to get used to the Figuarts. They did a hell of a job on the weathering. I mean, his suit looks completely trashed. We get the Avengers branding right there on his shoulder. Don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see that because with the CS, there we go. The C922, if a human face is in the background, this will not focus unless my face is kind of blocked, and then you can get a little bit of focus on there, guys. It's weird, I know. That's why sometimes I'll do these videos on my phone. Now, you can see again the crevice inside. Some of these figures, I mean, it almost reminds me of like the G.I. Joes from way back when they had the rubber, like the real super black thick rubber band holding the torso and everything else together. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But very good detail right here, guys. There you go. America's ass. Shake it. Don't break it. There you go. I mean, the detail of the weathering on here. I mean, everything looks... I mean, his suit looks like it was in the mud, in the dirt, and just completely faded. That's kind of the look we want. I know some people have actually, you know, condemned him because of that. But, you know, not me. I like it. They went with kind of a gold for his hair. I mean, literally, it looks gold and shiny, but, you know, hey, he's Cap. I guess he can have gold hair. You know. So, let us, now, also again, in case you're not familiar with them, they do not have any peg holes for the feet. The front kind of bunches up, you know. That's cool for some poses, but I think I'm going to be using, some little stands I got on Amazon. I got these little stands, and I'll throw the link in the description below. I started using them for the Marvel figures, but I also used it for Thor over here. Now, in case you're wondering a comparison, I have Marvel Legends Spider-Man when he's mutating compared to pretty much same scale here. I mean, arms are about the same length, legs are about the same length. You know, Steve is just a little bit taller than Petey here. But they're very comparable. Much more detail on here. But of course, we're paying a lot more for these Figuart figures. And we're getting way, way more accessories, as you guys can see right here. A lot of hands and a lot of different parts for the shields. Now, there on the shields, you will notice that there are two holes that are closer together than the others. And that will allow you to align the handles on properly. There should also be an instruction book. That was Thor. Because they do include a nice little instruction book telling you how to attach accessories. Okay, so that extra neck part can be swappable between the two heads. The energy effects for the hammer, the shield, and of course more about the shield right there, guys. Shows you right there. Very cool, very cool, very cool indeed. And we will be right back, guys, after these messages. Okay, so played around with one of the shields. There's different pegs here so that you can actually throw the shield on his back if you wanted to. It's a thing you could do. When I plan to pose this, I'm going to have his shield on his arm so we could have the moment when he's holding the hammer and summoning the power, showing Thanos, you don't fuck with the Avengers. And I'm going to cut to that scene next, guys, okay? Just a quick example. There's a little peg piece that goes right here. Another piece that goes right here that interlocks into the back of Cap's back. He does have a plug that you can put in there so you can't tell. Said plug is this really small piece right there. Just going to throw that into... You know, it's a thing you could do for weapon storage. You know, it's a thing you could do. For right now, I'm going to keep the accessories that I'm not using during posing for, just going to keep them in their boxes. So, yeah, pretty much right there. You really can't tell. Very cool indeed. I don't know, it's just weird. I think the forearms look a little small, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm still getting used to these SH Figuarts. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so here we are. Got to work on his arm. Looks a little... Got to play around with the joint here. But here we are. We got Cap with the hammer, proving that he is worthy with his broken shield. I like that look a little bit better. Now I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to pose him, because I would like to do some kind of pose like this. But like I said, you don't have... Let's angle you down a little bit. There we go. So, like I said, some of the joints, like his shoulder joints, arm joints, are a little bit funky. It could just be because of the top heaviness of the hammer. So, definitely because of the nature of this, of the figure itself, I'm going to have to find a good balance to his weight, or I'm going to have to use one of these bad boys. I mean, I can definitely do something like this. To hold him up like that. And to show you guys, this is pretty much the look right there. Now, I got these. These were an 8-pack for about $18. $9.98, I want to say, on Amazon. You do have to put these together, but it's real inexpensive plastic. You add a little screw here, a little screw here, a little screw here, peg these on, peg this onto the bottom base, and there you are. There you go. You have your little display, and I'm gonna show you. See right there? He's actually not perfectly flat, but it holds them. And like I said, you can do different poses with these. See, just holds them right on there. And that's probably what I'm going to use for these, which makes me even more glad that I took the initiative and went and got that very quickly. I ordered it on Amazon, and I'll have a link to the description in the description below. But it's a nice little display piece, and honestly, this is plastic. I mean, if I wanted to, I could actually take this apart. I could paint this, maybe let's say, I don't know, red, make the base blue, you know, kind of do it to the theme of Captain America. Or I can make this like a silver, so it looks like it's a metal base, or even brown, using some brown ember, you know, to give it that war look, like, you know, right when they're fighting Thanos. But there we are. What do you guys think of that? Now, I know it's a little shaky, and I have to play around with it because I'm still learning poses and figures, but I think that's pretty badass. I mean, look how this is a nice sturdy energy effect right there, guys. There we go. I mean, I can do it that way. We can do it where, you know, he's kind of aiming it, but the thing is, his arm joint is kind of like, you know, we could do it like that right there. I want to try and figure out if there's a way I can do it where he's just fully extended, but then the joint is getting a little. If I lower this anymore, like this, I mean, I'll have to be careful, because anything more and he's likely to drop it completely. But you know, like he's channeling it towards one of the bad guys. I want it to be a little bit more straight. I mean, that's pretty good right there. I mean, the shield, everything, I mean, this looks so fantastic. I mean, I'm glad I jumped on these. Yes, they do cost a little bit more. And yeah, right now when I lowered him down, the arm started to slowly go down a little bit. So I think for posing effects, I'm probably going to have to do something to that extent. But still, that looks pretty insane, pretty badass. Let's put him right next to Thor. And let's be honest, they pretty much are brothers now. I mean, they both wield the same effect. And also, it is. Here's a slight color variation. His effect looks a little bit more translucent. And honestly, I could take a lot of the energy effects that come with Thor here and place them on Cap for more effect. His looks a little bit more opaque, a little bit more solid down at the base than Thor's kind of does. It could just be a little variance, you know, a case where, you know, your miles may vary between figures. But that right there, that's just sick. I love that, guys. I love that. It just looks insane. I'm definitely, when I get all the figures out, I'm going to try and do something where maybe I take them outside, set up some kind of a nice display so I can like take some really cool pictures of them. But eventually I'm going to have them, I do have an empty section right behind me, guys. Right over here, I could display them. Now, I'm actually thinking of doing that, even though I have, don't mind the boxes there, guys, but I have a section, if you notice right there, there's kind of like my Marvel section. I got the Hulkbuster there. I still have to clean a few things out. This mess, I apologize. Don't pay any attention to that, but reorganizing a few things. Let's just say I'm stepping up my Marvel game. Now, of course, you get the full shield. I'm not going to throw the full shield on the back of Cap. I mean, I could, but I'm not. There's a lot of different poses you can do with all the accessories. I mean, yes, he doesn't get all the energy accessories that Thor does, but you could throw them on him for effect. I mean, let's face it. If anyone's going to be worthy, it is going to be Cap, because he's not just a normal human being. He has super soldier serum, so he can stand the power of the hammer, of course. And let's be honest, Cap has sacrificed beyond sacrifice for Earth, so that just proved how worthy he was. There we go. But so far, man, I'm loving these guys. I am so loving these guys. It's not even funny. Again, if you watch the Thor video, and if you haven't, look it up and watch it after this. I had mentioned that originally I was going to get these through Sideshow collections, or Sideshow collectors, but I said, wait a minute, let me just spend 5 minutes and check to see if I can get these at a lower price. I did, and I got them on Amazon, and since I'm an Amazon Prime member, no, this video is not sponsored by them, I got free shipping, 2-day shipping at that, so I was able to get my hands on them. I did order a Scarlet Spider statue from PVC statue from Sideshow, and I'm hoping to get that sometime next week. So that would be really cool, and I'm going to do an unbox of that. I'm kind of stepping up my collecting game, I guess you guys could say. But I'm over the moon on these guys. They look so friggin' amazing. It's not even funny. Really, it's not even funny. I mean, they're just so Billy Badass. I mean, Cap himself. I mean, this just looks. I mean, SH Figuarts, you guys knocked this out of the park. I love the paint application. I wish the arm joints, the elbow and the shoulder, were a little bit more stronger, a little bit more together, and that we didn't have this little cavity that we see here. That's the only gripe I have about this, guys. I mean, that and not having a peg hole, but I mean, I'm good with using these stands if I have to. I would like to get my hands on their, they have an Iron Man, well, not just a Iron Man, they have a ton of Iron Man, but the 85, Mark 85 Battle Edition, they didn't have the Snap one. I wanted to get the Snap, but they didn't have it yet. They do have the Battle Damage one, or the moment before he gets the stones. I would really love to get my hands on the one where he's doing the stab that it shows the battle damage going down the arm. Some, not the Figuarts, but like the Hot Toys ones, they're a little pricey. They can get up into $300-$400 and go all the way up to $1,000 or more. I mean, don't get me wrong, they make some bloody fantastic things. It's just it's not in my financial status right now. I can't afford something like that, so I'm fine stepping it up to these little guys for right now. And I mean, I have to do another. I know this is a Cap video, but I mean, look at Thor. This Thor is just friggin' amazing right there. Now, you guys saw a close-up of the hammer. I'm going to show you my Marvel Legends Cap. Now, the Marvel Legends one is very clean. Very night and day. The only thing that's not clean is his shield has some nice little scuffs and scratches. But by this point, his shield was broken and shattered. I mean, look how clean he looks. Now, let's compare Figuarts. Now, I will say this. The Marvel Legends does feel a bit more sturdier, more tough, I guess you could say. I mean, he definitely feels like you could drop him from a building and he's going to stay in one piece. Okay, there's the Marvel Legends. Looks all nice and shiny. Brand new cap. Yay. SH Figuarts. I mean, he looks like he just came out of the washer. He's all squeaky clean. But this one, the color, the mud, the dirt, the weathering on him is just fantastic. And you guys, I showed you the hammer up close, right? All the detail on this hammer looks fantastic, right? So you guys can see. Now, I'm going to take the hammer out of his hand. Marvel's hand, okay? Another thing is, they have a bigger strap here, which looks a little bit more realistic. And also, this one's a little bit more of a chunky monkey compared to this one, guys. You can see there is a slight scale difference between the two, right? But even though there's a scale difference, let me show you something. There are paint and mold applications. Now, I don't mean mold as in fungus. I mean, when they molded this, I mean, there was a lot of scuffs, a lot of damage on him out of the box. You see, like, the plastic mold and paint, everything is just so defective here. Now, I don't like to be one of those guys who nitpicks every little thing, but I did with this. I actually sent an email. I sent an email to Marvel, no, Hasbro, I should say, not Marvel, Hasbro Pulse. I messaged their customer service and I said, there's these paint application issues. I wanted to report them because if I'm going to come across these, I'm sure other people are going to come across this as well. I wanted to make them aware that there's a defect out there in the world, and they may have customers who are reaching out to them. Now, me being this is more, I'm not playing with these in the dirt, in the sand like a kid. These are for my display. So I messaged them and I asked them, is there any way I can get a replacement hammer or something? They didn't have this in stock anymore. So they sent me Marvel Legends, or Hasbro Legends, Marvel Legends, Marvel Legends Archangel from the X-Men. So I'm going to be doing an unbox of him at a later date. But here we are. I mean, we have this right here. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good and all. But the weathering that they have on the SH Figuarts is legendary. That is so legendary, it's not even funny. Again, they're almost the same scale. Now, if you notice, his arms look a little bigger, so I think that's why these look kind of small. There's like maybe a tenth, maybe less than a tenth of a scale variance here. Maybe a quarter of a scale. A quarter of one. But it just looks so bloody fantastic. I mean, look at him, man. He is the epitome of badassness. I love it. I love it. It's so cool. So Billy Badass. You know you want one. I really like these guys. I mean, they're a little pricey, like I said, but you know what? I think it's worth it. Yes, I am going to play around with different poses and sculpts until I decide what to do, but I think, for the most part, I love the friggin' energy effect on here. The energy effect, the broken shield, I mean, that screams that scene in Avengers Endgame. I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, yes, I have the other accessories, so I can recreate other scenes if I want to. You know, maybe if I decide to do some poses and some pictures, like on an Instagram or something, which, you know, who knows, I might do something like that in the future. By the way, if you're a fan of action figure poses, there's a whole list of other YouTubers you can definitely check out. Gentleman by the name of Sleeping Collectibles. He's an awesome collector and unboxer. You want to check him out. His wife has an Instagram, Space Buns. She does some figuring poses on Instagram. A bunch of toy and collector photography. So you may want to check her out on Instagram. I believe she's Space Buns and Coffee. I could be wrong. You definitely want to look up Sleeping Collectibles. Marvelous. I think it's Marvelous Collectibles. I apologize if I'm ruining that. Destination Stone. John Joker. There's a bunch of these guys. a bunch of these people they have some amazing channels. Definitely a step or two above above me myself. I'm just a total novice. But if you definitely love toy reviews, and I mean, it's one thing to get one person's review or one person's take on something. It's even better to get different angles. You know, when you're looking something up, you're not just going to read one review. You want to read a bunch, right? So when it comes to these figures, check them out. There's Shartimus Prime. He did some reviews. Sleeping Collectibles did reviews of these guys several months back, so you may want to look at some of his reviews too. You know, maybe there's probably a couple things that I'm missing that they didn't miss in their reviews, so I would highly recommend checking them out. Um, if you like toy photography, there's one. I am blanking on his name right now. I'm sorry. But if you like some fun reviews and some fun live streams when it comes to YouTube, Darth Blaze does some amazing reviews. There's Mr. Stargell. He's very down to earth, an awesome Southern guy. He's very relatable. He's going to remind you of your uncle, one of those cool uncles that you love to hang out with. He does some awesome reviews, and he gives it to you straight, no holding back. There's, you know, you definitely want to check some of those channels out. I highly recommend. I guarantee if you watch a video or two of theirs, you're going to be subbing and commenting in no time and give them plenty of likes, okay? And if you do sub them, tell them Dave's Dimension sent you their way. Just trying to give you guys a little bit more insight and help you find a few new cool channels to check out. So there we are. On a scale of 1 to 10, Thor was definitely an 11. Cap is definitely an 11. Oh, I'll say 10.5. With the arm joints, it could be a little bit better. So that's why I'm going to dock them down to about a 10.5. Well, overall, the paint application is phenomenal. The accessories are phenomenal. You don't get as much as with Thor, but since I have Thor, I can interchange those accessories left and right. You know, we can even do the scene where Stormbreaker's in Cap's hand, and then Thor's like, no, here, you take the little one. So a bunch of fun stuff. Also, guys, I still have yet to Iron Spire. There we go. So I still have yet to do him. He's going to be another video. So there we are. I know I get a little winded. I'm trying to cut down on the time here on these videos. I'm trying not make it a total feature film, but maybe a 1 hour special. Who knows? But there we are. I love these figures. I think I'm going to be getting more in the future. I don't know what kind of time frame, how often I'll get them, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on them periodically. And as I said earlier in the video, I have Scarlet Spider statue coming from Sideshow Collectibles. Scarlet Spider, if you don't know, he's a version of Peter Parker. He was a clone who took the name Ben Reilly, as in Ben Riley Parker. There you go. And he actually was his own version of Spider-Man for a short while. So we'll see how that goes. So there we are. Until next time, guys, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying, keep on busting. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And once again, as always, guys, if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you got some criticisms, some queries, some questions, hit me up in the comment section below. And also, you can hit me up on email at davesdimension78@gmail.com or Instagram at davesdimension. So until next time, as I always say, guys, and I already said before, I'll say it again, keep on busting, and I will catch you on the flip side.